Boy, another live. This is live number 17. 17 live, 17 weeks in a row. Been uploading Otter Camp episodes for 32 weeks now, 31 weeks, which is pretty crazy to think about. 31 episodes. It's like an actual series. And there's still probably, if I had to guess, 8 to 10 episodes before season 1 is over. I'm counting the season as when the year ends, so the last episode of season 1 will be when I rescued Ernie, which is on Christmas Day. So that'll be pretty cool. Barb McCarthy says hello. Hi, Barb. Appreciate your support. It is a very rainy day here in Vermont. It was super beautiful out the past couple days. Got some dirt bike riding in, which is nice. Actually worked on some trail maintenance on some secret trails close to home because there's so many downed trees. We've had so much crazy just wind and windstorms this winter. So had to bring down the sawzall and the leaf blower and clear a bunch of downed trees that were blocking different parts of the trails. And then yesterday, my buddy Wyatt and I got out for a nice sunset rip. Look at this. Chester and I are hanging out in bed. I love when he snuggles with me. He is such a floofball. Yeah, he's a good boy, huh? Look at that glorious hair. He's definitely starting to shed some of that winter coat, but there's still no shortage of hair. Oh, this cat cracks me up. What you doing? Oh, are you tired? You being cozy? Yeah, you're a good boy. You are a good boy. Hey, everybody that's joining in here. Chester and I are just being cozy. I just got home from doing my taxes. That's always fun, especially when you're a contractor. All my income is 1099 income, so I have to be smart and set aside tax money to give to the government after I already paid them for all sorts of other things. Sales tax. Look at you. Oh, he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Get that out of your face. Yeah, he's a good boy. This is what the people want. Chester up close and personal. Yeah, he's a good boy. Let me take out my AirPods so you guys can actually hear him purring. Because he's purring. Oh, come on. Disconnect him. Sorry, very disorienting. You're such a ham bone, huh? You're so cute, little jelly roll. Look at his little pink peats. Mm, look at these babies. You like the little peat massage? Maybe not. Someone just commented cat purrs are supposed to be good for your health. I have heard that they put off a frequency that's good for healing bones in human bodies and other things. Mm, mm. So I went to the vet on Friday with Ernie. He was not stoked. I got him loaded into the cat carrier. I did not feed him breakfast, and he still took a dump in the cat carrier, which is horrible. It smelled so bad. It was like you could tell when they're stressed. It just comes out in their bowel movements, and it's even worse stinking. They gave me a nasal irrigation fluid, which honestly I haven't been able to administer to him because he's just too skittish and he knows. Here he is, he's taking a little nappy. Hi, buddy. Can I try and pet you? His breathing is definitely not the best right now. Feel like it's a little better today, but I don't know. I might have to go back and get an antiviral because I just want this little guy to be healthy. Yeah, he's such a good boy. But I tried to give him the nasal irrigation yesterday, and he was not stoked at all. He was hiding from me, and you could tell he was a little pissed off. He just stayed under the couch all day and wanted to keep his distance from me. So I was a little heartbroken because I feel like I've made great strides in getting him to be more comfortable around me. And every time I have to take him to the vet or try and use the nasal irrigation, it's like we're taking a step backwards. So it's a little discouraging at times. Can I pet you? Yeah, you're a good boy. Yeah. Oh. He does love lovin's though. If you can get close to him and he lets you, he accepts them probably more than Chester. Yeah, he's such a good boy. Yeah. You gonna cover me in some of your slime? Some of your drool? I've got two humidifiers running. Try and loosen up his nasal passageway and keep him well lubricated. But this is where he chills most of the day. Even since I brought him home, it started in his little cat hole bed, and then he moved under my bed, and then he moved out here under this couch, and now most of the time he lays on here. He's such a good boy. Can we do a little head bump? Can we do a little head bump? He's such a good boy, yes. He's so good. Yeah, he's a good boy. So stoic. Such a beautiful cat. Yeah, that's your little crinkle ear, huh? That's your little crinkle ear. So that's what's going on with Ernie. Um, Chester's chilling here, licking his junk, cleaning up his business. Yeah, he knows it's feeding time probably. And if it isn't feeding time, he'll make sure it is feeding time. He's the boss. That's for sure. All right, I've just been blabbing. Let's see if there's any comments in here. Jenny said she was supposed to take her cat's temperature rectally. I cannot see that being easy to do or going well. They did that actually to Ernie at the vet, but there was two of us there. I was holding the front of him, and the vet was kind of securing his ass, and she took his temperature. All things considered, he's pretty healthy. He does have a tiny little heart murmur, but they said it's not an issue. They said if his upper respiratory infection doesn't get better, then I can come back and get an antiviral. And then they said if that doesn't help, they'd have to sedate him to see if he has polyps. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best and hoping not have to get any more stuff for him. I know that they said the antibiotic lasts 2 weeks, so it could take some time to fix him. I think he's doing a little bit better, but I swear yesterday or the day before he was like he does that from time to time throughout the day, but every breath he was taking was very struggled or difficult for that matter. So I'm worried about him. I love the little guy. I also don't want to end up paying thousands of dollars to fix him up. I just hope that it can be easy because I don't. I'm working hard enough to make money, and I just bought a side by side. So that's another thing. I got a side by side up at the land. Total game changer. Already drove it down to the creek access in the woods. There's one big tree I have to take down before I can get it all the way down to my landing. But just being able to load my tools, my big tripod, my camera gear, and all my DeWalt batteries into the side by side storage compartment and just drive to the back of the field was that alone is like so gratifying because it's such a pain in the butt to walk from one end of the field to the other. And then if I forgot something, I'd have to walk all the way back and just the ease of use. So I'm very happy about it. It's a four-seater Kawasaki Teryx 800. And, up where the land is, there's miles and miles of ATV slash UTV trails. I already got it plated and registered, and I already signed up for VASA, which is the trail maintenance, and they run all the trails in Vermont. So once the warm weather hits, I'll be able to load up all my buddies and maybe even Chester and go for an adventure. So I'm super excited about that. It's more of a utility side by side. It's not one of the crazy race ones, but honestly, it can probably hit 60 miles per hour, and it's more than fast enough for me to have a good time. And I don't want to beat the living hell out of it because then I'll just end up breaking an axle somewhere on the trails and have to fix it or get towed out of there. So I'll try and take it easy on it. The inner dirt biker in me is probably going to want to just fricking give it the beans and rip through the trails, which I'm sure will happen, but I'm definitely going to be cognizant of its overall health and try and not destroy it because it's more for utilitarian use on the land and just helping move stuff. I have the old dump trailer which I ripped apart in one of the episodes way back, and I just need to resurface the base of it, and then I'll have a trailer I can attach with a hitch and haul material around on the land. So that'll be super useful. And then I also discovered that you can buy tow behind brush hogs from DR. Basically, what I have or what I bought last year, but you can put it on the back using your tow hitch, and then I can just drive around my field with the side by side and mow it exponentially faster than I did last year. Because last year I did it with the brush hog and it took me a day and a half and it ended up being 17.5 miles of walking. To say I was tired would be an understatement. Um, I guess I'll feed Chester right now and Ernest. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. I'm kind of just blabbing here. Did the vet ask about fragrance, scents, allergies? No, I don't use any of that stuff. I'm pretty aware that it's not good for the cats. I do think I might have stressed Ernie out when I removed all of the litter boxes and just streamlined it to the litter robot, which they seem to be using fine. But this bar area is kind of Chester's domain, and I don't know if Chester is stressing Ernie out. Like Ernie knew that the way to get to the litter box was past Chester and where I sit at my work desk, and it just put him on edge. There's so many different things that could potentially have gotten him stressed out and created the onset of this respiratory illness. I'm really not sure. So I put another litter box out, which kind of sucks because now Chester's just shitting in there, not using the litter robot. Um, but it's a compromise. I'm just gonna have to figure it out and let Ernie get healthy. But no, I'm not burning incense or using air fresheners or anything of that nature. So I don't think it is that. Did I get the fell away? I did not get the fell away yet. I have been pretty busy. I will have to order it. Got to place an Amazon order. I did get these lysine tablets, which are actually pretty awesome because they crumble in your fingers. So I've been putting these in with their food once a day. It's also just a multivitamin for cats. Got krill oil, omegas, B12, and folic acid. So, oh, you want some stuff, huh? Don't you? The king is ready. You know, you make it hard for me to feed you when you're all up in my grill like this. I also got some of this paste because Chester was hacking up hairballs when I got back from Mexico or wherever I was last time. He's just constantly coughing. And honestly, since I started putting this in his food every other day, I haven't heard him hacking up hairballs, so that's good. Because I heard somebody say that cats can die from getting hairballs caught in their intestines or something like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yes, yes. The king must be fed. The king must. No, stay there. I do brush his hair. I haven't brushed him in maybe a week or so, which I need to do. He just not. He doesn't like being brushed. Um, I have to like chase him with it and I'm gentle when I do it, but he's just not a big fan of it. He likes it when I brush the top of his head and under his neck, but he does not like his back or his belly or any of those areas. And I feel like most of the hairballs are coming from his belly because that's where he leans over and licks and gets all the loose hair. No, that's your brother's food. That is your brother's food. Ready? Let's show him your butt. Let's show him that butt. Look at those Aladdin pants. Go, 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 go. Commander chest. Oh, this is hard to do with one hand. There you go. I've got to clean the lens off. It's all greasy. Here he is in all his glory. He is one glorious cat. And now to feed the other little micro demon. Hi! Hi, Ernst. You making your cute little noise? There you go, sweetie. Good boy. He doesn't like to eat it if he can see me. I mean, the good thing is Ernie still has an appetite, and the vet was saying if he wasn't eating or drinking water, that's when it's more of a cause for concern. So I'm definitely happy about that. Mm-mm-mm. Tiffany said, "Am I in the right place?" Live on 4-3. If this is where you wanted to be, then you're in the right place. Maria asked, "Does Ernie get hairballs?" I've never heard Ernie hack up a hairball, and I've also never seen a dried one on the ground, so I don't think he does. He doesn't have quite as much hair as the old Chester. Jenny said, "We just ordered a skid steer with attachments, brush hog, dump truck, etc. We're hoping it'll be the best for all the different things in our land. But yeah, so much money. Hopefully you financed it and got 0% financing for 84 months or something like that. I know Kubota was offering that, and I'm not sure what brand you went, but yeah, I'm you should always have one more litter box than you have cats. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just hoping the litter genie would take care, the litter robot would take care of it. I don't have enough money to buy another one. They're expensive. But it was satisfying because both the cats were using it and it seemed like it was doing the job. I'm trying to prop my phone up here. What's going on? Sorry, I know this is shaky and annoying. Just can't get the right angle. But other than that, um, what is going on? I'm going to the land this weekend. I've got some good buddies coming up. It'll be super exciting for me to show them the land. Some of them tune into this every week and watch the episodes and have definitely been very invested in what I've been doing. So it'll be cool for them to see it firsthand. It's always interesting when you see videos or photos of something and your mind has a conceptualization of what it looks like, and then you actually show up there and the topography may be different or the way things actually feel geographically. So I'm excited for them to get a feel for it. Unfortunately, it's supposed to snow all tomorrow. Thought winter was over. This is classic Vermont problems. You get all excited for spring and then you get nuked on again. But I'm hoping that the snow will mostly melt by Saturday. It's supposed to warm back up into the 40s. We're going to camp out and have a slumber party in the party trailer and get the wood stove cranking. Hopefully, go on some side by side rides. And then the ones who can are going to stay through Monday to watch the eclipse. So, it should just be a great weekend overall. And it should be the opportunity to make a pretty cool episode for next season on Otter Camp. Um, Trying to think what else. Oh, someone asked what I think someone just asked what projects I am planning for spring. I'm definitely going to start transplanting trees in a couple weeks once it warms up a little bit more. From the back of the field, there's a bunch of small spruce and different pine trees. I'm going to start to transplant those along the road frontage. I'm going to try and reach out to a local nursery. It's actually family run business and get some Thuja green giant shrubs and other different various trees to plant along the road frontage. And I'd also like to get some apple trees and plant a small orchard in the field somewhere. I've got to determine where that will be, but those are probably my first tasks that I'm going to tackle as the weather gets nicer. Just because transplanting trees in Vermont, you either want to do it in late fall or early spring, so I really need to take advantage of the time that I do have and get those in the ground. So that'll be some work. Frank asked if I'm planning on filming the eclipse. That is the plan. I will be filming the eclipse on Monday. I'm gonna have a bunch of cameras set up and I'll try and capture it to the best of my ability whilst enjoying it. with my friends. Good old Canadian Carl, actually, the one who was in a couple episodes ago. We went cliff jumping. He's coming down, so that'll be cool. Excited to see him. Susan asked, "How did you come up with the name Otter Camp?" I love otters. I have a cliff jumping group called Vermonters. You can see some of our videos on my YouTube channel. And I don't know, it seemed like a fitting name, Otter Camp. I just like it. So Tiffany asked, "What are you planning to do for the eclipse?" I will probably stand on the roof of my trailer and drink a beer and film it. um, Wake Up asked, "Does it ruin lenses?" I mean, maybe I have to do some research, but I can't imagine why it would. I mean, it's no different than shooting a sunset or a sunrise with a camera. I know it can be dangerous for our retinas, but as far as I know, it shouldn't affect any camera gear. I definitely will look that up just to make sure I don't roast thousands of dollars worth of camera gear. But yeah, I'm gonna try and capture every angle possible. I might even fly the drone while it happens and get some drone shots from higher up and set up a bunch of GoPros doing time lapses all in different spots on the land, use my big camera and just do the best I can to capture it because it certainly will be a once in a lifetime experience. I think they say it won't happen again in this area to this level of totality till 2085, and who knows what the status of the world will be by then. So definitely excited for it. I'm just hoping that we have good weather. Vermont is in like total scramble mode. Apparently, more than 90% of lodging is booked out. They're expecting more than 200,000 people to enter the state of Vermont, and our population is roughly 650,000 people in general. So that's almost a third of our populace coming to this state. Um, it's going to be interesting to see. There's going to be a lot of turkeys, as I'd like to call them, that are going to be trying to get around on our dirt roads, not realizing that we've been having freezing, thawing, snow, melt. The mud roads are going to be so bad this weekend. Like, there are going to be ruts. I can almost guarantee there'll be people getting stuck in many places trying to get to higher vantage points. And then the funny thing is the state of Vermont has like issued statements telling Vermonters to like stay at home if possible to mitigate the congestion in our state. And it's like, well, fuck that. I live here. I should be able to go enjoy it if I want. So it's just an interesting thing. It's going to be historic to say the least. And I'm excited to see just the whole experience itself and the amount of people that come up here to experience it. I already have some glasses to watch the eclipse. I think somebody asked that. Christine asked, "Is your area part of the total eclipse?" My area is, I think, the second darkest or darkest area. It's supposed to get 3+ minutes of totality, so it's going to be pretty epic. 3 minutes of pitch darkness. It makes you wonder what animals think. Like, Ernie and Chester are going to be back home because I'm not going to bring them up this weekend. I mean, I wouldn't bring Ernie anyway, but I'm not going to bring Chester because we're going to be shooting guns and riding dirt bikes or whatever. I just want to have a stress-free weekend, even though he's pretty stress-free, but I always have to keep my eye out, make sure he's close, and he's my baby boy, so it's definitely its own thing, but um I'm excited. It's going to be interesting. Jenny said it affects the animals and goes silent. It's interesting science. Yeah, it's going to be kind of spooky. It's definitely going to be weird. Yeah, someone said no rain on Monday for eclipse in Jersey. No rain on Monday in Vermont either. It's just saying it'll be partly cloudy and sunny. So it's a matter of how much of the sky will be covered in cloud cover. So either way, I get 3 minutes of darkness. So I'll be happy with it. Um, Tiffany, I was curious, were you and Hannah quoting Game of Thrones in yesterday's episode? If we were, I don't recall quoting it. I just like talking in accents, talking with a royal accent. Chester's the royal lad, living on the land, harvesting rats. I just like talking in accents. It's fun. And Hannah has a great sense of humor, so that was probably why we were doing that. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to scroll up and get All these questions. Andrea asked, "How is the haircut you got in Mexico?" It's getting long. It's to the point where it doesn't really look like a clean mullet anymore. But I'm happy with it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I like that it's highly functional. I can have my wavy hair in the back and nothing's in my eyes. I don't know if I'm just gonna keep letting it grow as a mullet or if I'm gonna buzz my head like I used to. I used to always be a skinhead. So we'll see what happens with the old hair. The buzz cut is pretty functional for the summer, but I do like having hair. I don't look like as much of a freak slash terrorist with no hair on my head. Mm-mm-mm. Jenny said the skid steer she's getting is a Kubota. Good machines, Japanese made. They know what they're doing. You are going to be very excited. I hope you've got a lot of projects ready to tackle because those things can do work. Um, Gosh, I'm having a brain fart. I don't know what else to talk about. I just released the Mexico piece on Monday on Connor's channel. I'd appreciate it if you have any interest in my video work. This is something that I shot more methodically. Granted, it's rally, so you get the cars go by on a stage and you get one opportunity to capture it. So I was setting up 2 to 3 GoPros on the side of the road to get drop cam angles, which is a static angle that captures the car just blowing by. And then I'd put my drone in the air when we knew he was 2 cars away because you have the whole running list of what order the car's running. And you're like, okay, that's the 242 Mexico car. So Connor's 2 cars away. You've got limited drone battery. You're in the middle of nowhere. Put the drone in the air and then leave my big cinema camera set up on a tripod. So I'm capturing one pass of the car with 4 angles, and then I've got 4 to 5 GoPros on the actual rally car, and those kind of fill the gaps for my editing. I produced a 35-minute long story piece that honestly I'm super proud of because you could know nothing about rally or have any interest in racing, and you can watch this video and you won't be bored. At least I don't think you would be. It's got a lot of great race scenes and it's just really cool. So if you go onto my community page where I always post about these lives, I did post the link today, and if you have any interest in watching something that I actually put some thought into. Not that I don't with the Otter Camp episodes, but they're all just very straightforward, chronological as I film them doing work. This is something where I actually utilized a bit more creativity. So Maria said, "Gotta say goodnight. 11:30 here, getting up at 5 a.m. I appreciate you tuning in, Maria. I do indeed." Frank said, "If you successfully video the clips, can you drop a short video? I would be delighted to do so. If I get some great eclipse shots, I will happily make a short video to share with you guys because it'll be hard to sit on that footage for 3 to 6 months. I definitely will want to share some of that. So you can look forward to that, assuming all goes as planned and the weather does as it should, and the eclipse happens. Who knows? Maybe it won't happen. Maybe the world will stop and freeze in time. You never know. But I don't know what else to. Oh, Casey, can you talk about the battery solar power source you're using at the trailer? I can. I can do that. I can show you it. Hi, Ernie. Ernie wants to get some water. He's all spooked out. Yeah, Vermont, dude. So this is what I use. It's called an EcoFlow River 2 Pro. It was about $1,000 with the solar panels. I think alone the unit would have been like 600 bucks. You can charge it from your car, you can charge it with solar panels, or you can charge it from the wall. The nice thing is it's very fast charging from the wall. So I could plug it into a wall outlet and it would be charged in 30 minutes. And it doesn't have huge amperage. I forget how many watts it is, but it definitely keeps me going for like a day and a half to 2 days if I'm just using my projector and all the little Christmas lights in the trailer and stuff of that nature. And then if I have the panels going, in theory, I could run it indefinitely as long as I'm not using any appliances that have a big draw. It has 3 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C, 4 AC outlets and DC ports, and it's got a nice handle. And it's not very heavy. I mean, it's probably like 25 pounds maybe. So that's the unit. This is the thing I get my underwater shots with. If you saw those in the video with Carl, it's a housing that I put my photo camera in, which also does video, and it's protected from the water. Boy, is it scary to use, because you've got like $5,000 of camera gear inside a water housing, and you're just hoping to God that the seal is perfect and there's no sand on it, because if it floods, you're SOL. Very much so. And there's a magazine with 9mm, but yep, more cameras, more shit. So that's basically all I have for power at the land. Nothing too extravagant or exciting. What are you doing, Ernie? You're being so weird. You're such a little freak. You want to go use the litter, Genie? Yeah? I'll move so you can use the litter, Genie. He's just skittish. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to trust me. I certainly don't bite, and I've been nothing but nice to him. BCC Photech, are all those links on your website? Links to what? Links to Connor's video? It's on my community page on YouTube. If you're asking about something else, just clarify for me and I will let you know where they are. Andrea, I haven't even checked, but did the merch ever drop? God, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I promise. I have a very great Chester design that will be on my website tomorrow, and I will post it in the community place on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get a Chester t-shirt or a hoodie or something of that nature. So that'll be cool. Here he comes. How do I clean up at the land? Jacqueline Matthews asks, how do you clean up when you're at the land? If you're asking how I clean myself, if it's spring or summer or fall, I'll cold plunge in the creek, and I've got Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. I use that. Cleanse myself of all the grease from working on the land, and if I am too lazy to walk down to the creek, which will no longer be an issue with the side-by-side, or it's just a matter of cleaning my hands quickly, I use my DeWalt sprayer, which people would use for pesticides or whatever. I just have I think it's 2 gallons, 2.5 gallon sprayer, and it has a pump, and it's got a nice little squirt hose, and I can squirt my body down and cover myself in soap and squirt it off. So it's pretty handy, honestly. It was like $40. Hi, Tammy. Kathy, I think you're the first person that ever bought a Chester shirt. I have like one design on there that I made a while ago that was my own graphic design, which is nothing very impressive, but it's a great shirt. And I think Kathy was the first person to ever buy one. So shout out to Kathy. Um, oh, oh. Chester received some birthday gifts, which I chose not to open until this live, from some very generous viewers. And we will show those now. This is from, oh, let me get it out first. Bear with me here. Sorry if this is nausea inducing, all the movement, but it is what it is. If you watch my videos, you're probably used to it. Me swinging around the camera like I don't know what's going on. Oh, this box is heavy. This is oh, Chester wants in. Chester. So, this is from Carol. Carol, this is so ridiculously generous. I did not expect all of this stuff, and I thank you for it. The cats are going to be eating good. Let's see what Carol got. Chester, you want to see all your new stuff? He doesn't care. He will once I crack the food. So we got some Blue Wilderness food. This is the good stuff, apparently, as opposed to Fancy Feast, which isn't bad, but it's not high quality. Some gravy lovers. So generous of you, Carol. If you're tuned into this, I hope you are, so you can appreciate Fuzzy Tail catnip toys. What do you think, Chest? Some scratch pads, which the boys love. I just leave them out and they scratch them to pieces. Some Imes, advanced health, immune health. Maybe I'll give that to Ernie. Keep feeding him dry food. Is my lens dirty? I'm sorry. It's as clean as I can get it. Chester, what do you think? And some fancy feast. Grilled. And you know what the best part? The box, exactly. Tammy knows. He wants the box to climb in. Ready, Chester? Chester, get in there. And then this was from Rosabella, 67. Her name is Rita. Her sisters used to call her Rosabella growing up in Italy. Thanks, Rita. Greatly appreciate it. She got us some natural balance, dry food. And this is some high-end food, too. Someone recommended this, the Waruva, so I added it to the Amazon wish list. It's mackerel and pumpkin in gravy. I wonder if Chester's going to like it. I know he likes the box. He's examining a new specimen, a new box for him to plunge right into and enjoy. Get in there, Chester. Get in there. Chester. Chester. Oh, there you go. There you go. What is it? What is it? Get it. What's that? Yeah, super thankful for those donations from both Carol and Rita. It's awesome. And definitely it's going to make the boys happy and makes me happy. Can we see the catnip toys? We can. It's just going to have to deal with me unboxing them, which I will do right now. Chester's in the box. And he's out of the box. So it's from Potarama, Fuzzy Tail, and yeah, they're Fuzzy Tail catnip toys. There's gray, green, and yellow, it says. Chester, come here. Ooh, ooh. Tiffany, I will answer that question momentarily. Tiffany asked how I got into my career. Oh, catnip smells so weird. Chester! Chester! Ready? Sorry, I filmed this. Chester. Get it! Oh, he turned in the freaking boost. He turned on the turbo boost. What is it, Chester? Oh, yeah, he likes it. Ernie, you want one? Watch this, guys. I guarantee I'm going to throw this towards Ernie, and he's going to run for the hills. You want a little treat? Yep, I called it. Cynthia asked, please let me know where I can send gifts to you. I don't want to disclose my address. So I just have an Amazon wish list, and I put stuff on there. If you guys have anything you want me to add that you would like to order the cats, I'll happily go at it. You can comment it on the community page or anything like that. But for now, I just have an Amazon wish list. Barbara McCarthy, have you heard of Noah Kahan's song Stick Season? I certainly have. He's one of the biggest artists from Vermont. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do appreciate his skills, and I think it's cool that he's from Vermont and he's given Vermont a little more spotlight. So yeah, Noah Kahan's a cool dude. Very cool to see somebody from Vermont reaching such high levels of success. It's a small state. I mean, oh my God, Chester is loving this toy. You like that? You gonna pop it? Is it like just ripping the head off a big fat rat you found under the trailer? Eat it. I don't even have to do anything. You're just all tweaked out. Look at you. Yeah. Well, I think this is a good cat toy, I'd have to say, because sometimes he gets toys and I throw him down and he shows zero interest. I also saw somebody post on Instagram that if your cats don't show much interest in a toy, just take them away for 3 to 6 months and then pull them out again and they'll think it's a new toy all over again. I did give the other one to Ernie. He ran away. He doesn't like toys. Not yet, at least. Andrea said, "Does your wish list include anything for you?" I may have put some magic cards on there, but I don't expect anyone to buy me stuff. I mean, I'd rather the cats get stuff, even though they're pretty spoiled too. But yeah, I've got some magic cards on there, and if anyone wants to buy me some, I'm certainly not going to say no. This is America, but I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the biggest thing. And showing support and being so positive. Right, Chester? Is that your new toy? You like it? You like your new toy? Get it, get it, get it, get it. No? Oh, okay. Let's see. Somebody said, Tiffany asked, I've always been curious about how you got into your career. It's like a dream job. Uh, yeah, I followed my dream is basically what I did. Always worked in restaurants from when I was 15. I started as a dishwasher at a pizza place, and I just moved to other restaurants throughout high school. I did work at Best Buy for a little bit selling laptops and computers, and that was cool. And then I got sick of the depressing winters in Vermont when I was 19, and I packed everything into my car and I moved to California to live with a buddy who I met backpacking Europe that was from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And he was going to enroll in his freshman year at Sonoma State College in Sonoma, California, which is about an hour north of San Francisco. It's pretty much the heart of wine country. Beautiful place. Beautiful place for a Vermont kid to move to California because there's a lot of agriculture. There aren't mountains like there are in Vermont, but it's very reminiscent, very green, lots of farming, good people, good cannabis, good vibes, good food. Food. So I moved there and I got a job at a restaurant and worked as a bar back and eventually worked my way up to bartender, which I love doing. I like working in restaurants and just talking to people. And a girl that I worked with knew that I did video work because that was my side hustle. I was trying to film anything extreme sports related because I got into shooting videos, making cliff jumping videos here in Vermont of us at the waterfalls and the rock quarries. I bought a GoPro 12 plus years ago and was absolutely obsessed. And so when I moved to California, my overarching goal was to get a job at GoPro. I was just a total GoPro fanboy. It was a huge part of my creative inspiration and basically my entry into video production world. And a girl I worked with met a girl at a party that worked for GoPro, and she told her about me and showed her my videos. And then a year later, that girl reached out to me and said they had an opportunity for somebody to shoot Supercross, which is the motocross races in stadiums. And I started shooting Supercross every weekend as a contractor. I'd go to the GoPro headquarters in South San Francisco area, San Mateo, and pick up a Pelican case filled with about 30 GoPros, 100 SD cards, and all the mounts needed for the riders. I'd fly to whatever major city in America. Made sure I got all the footage from our sponsored riders like James Stewart, Ryan Villapoto, Justin Barsha, the Troy Lee Designs team, some top names if you're into the moto world, legends. Um, and then I would cut a course preview that they would play on TV from the POV of the rider's helmet. And then I did a season of that and it went well. And they offered me a job in house at the headquarters. So I moved from Sonoma County to South San Francisco. And I basically got a paid education for 4 years that took me all around the United States and the world. GoPro sent me to Munich for 7 months because I'm a dual citizen, so they didn't have to deal with visas, work visas. I got to live in Munich in an apartment that was paid for by GoPro and train somebody how to shoot motorsports. Obviously, that's my expertise. And it was awesome. I would travel every weekend if I wasn't on a shoot. And I got to explore Europe even more than I had before. Because once you're there, the plane tickets are super cheap. You know, it's flying from the States. You got to pay 800 to 1,000 bucks, and then you're like, I might as well go for 2 weeks. But when you live there, you can book weekend trips to Amsterdam or Germany or Italy, Spain, wherever. So I definitely got out and saw a lot. And I got a paid education basically working at GoPro. All my well, the majority of my friends went to college to pursue, the typical path, and I just kind of followed my heart. And kind of like everything, I just feel like if I believe in myself and there's something I want bad enough, I know that there's nothing that's gonna stop me from achieving that. And then GoPro went public as a company and had some rough years in the stock market, and there was no analytics for the value that the media team produced because we made videos for our YouTube channel, which they couldn't really put analytics to, which was tough because, in my opinion, we were one of the core parts of the company because I watched GoPro videos before I worked there and I was inspired and wanted to go buy a GoPro and use their product and make videos to further inspire other people, which I did do. And so I got laid off voluntarily. I could have stayed longer, but I would have gotten laid off months later and gotten a smaller severance package. And my other two roommates that I live with got laid off, and I bought my Ford Ranger, which you guys have seen in the video, Tammy, for 7 grand at 70,000 miles. And I had my friend help build a bed in the back, like a wood frame with a drawer, and I bought a mattress and put it on top. And then I spent 6.5 months by myself, slow crawling around America, exploring all the abandoned places that I had researched when I lived in San Francisco. That's when I fell in love with exploring abandonments. And it was cool. I did whatever I want when I wanted, at whatever pace I wanted. It was probably the most liberating and truly free times of my life. I had no one to answer to. I was collecting unemployment from the state of California. I'd been given a pretty gracious severance package, which to me at 26 years old was mind blowing that I was being given money to leave my job. In hindsight, part of me wishes that I had saved that money and put a down payment on a house and I would be living in my own house right now. But I also know that everything happens for a reason. And although I don't own a house currently, I've owned experiences and I've done a lot in my life. And I'm super thankful for that. And that's what's made me who I am today. So, and I wouldn't be on this path. I wouldn't be buying this land and have two cats and building my own house. So the trajectory worked out the way it should have. And I moved back to Vermont and I launched my freelance production company, which is just me, Justin Jenny Productions. And this is year 7 of working for myself full time. So it's had a lot of ups and downs. It's been difficult to say the least. It's very challenging being your own boss. You have to be very self-motivated. You have to accept the fact that there will be times where you don't have any work coming in, and all the more reason to market yourself. And yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, but on the other side of the coin, there's a great deal of freedom, and I can pick and choose the work that I want to do, assuming I have money saved. At this point, I'm pretty much taking any work I can get because I need money to get a well drilled and do all the stuff on the land. But yeah, I don't answer to anyone. I work with amazing companies and get to conceptualize and create visuals that represent their ideas and showcase them in the best light possible, which is super humbling and honestly an honor. And there's never a dull moment. I mean, I think a lot of people that I grew up with or that know me locally think I'm just like living some dream life and I don't work, or they just don't understand the scope of my work. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, but make no mistake, even Mexico, perfect example, shooting an entire day from 5 in the morning until midnight, getting back to the hotel, reprepping camera gear, and then waking back up at 4 in the morning to spend another 12 plus hour day in the baking hot sun and trying to be creative when you're physically drained. There's so many elements to what I do that is very demanding, and it's certainly not easy. And that's what makes it that much more rewarding. But I think that's kind of a common case, even with YouTubers and vloggers and shit like that. People just sort of like, oh, they just make videos and make tons of money, and it's like it's a lot of work. And I'm not even making like real money off YouTube, but I do produce a video every week, which you guys see, and it's a great deal of stress for me. I mean, oftentimes I'm juggling my own projects for clients, and then I realize, oh shit, tomorrow is Tuesday. I need to make an episode for everyone to watch. And I think I've been pretty diligent about it and haven't lapsed or had any weeks off, which is good. Um, if there ever is a situation where I'm super stressed or I just can't handle the workload, then I will just postpone an episode for a week. But yeah, it's hard work and it's rewarding, and I'm just thankful that I had the courage to follow my dreams. And I think, like anything in life, if you want to get ahead, you need to get out of your comfort zone, and that comes with a great deal of anxiety, but that's how you grow. Um, so I'm happy that I'm of the mindset and the ilk that if I put my mind to something, I will make it work one way or another. It's like the same with money. I spent 10 grand on a side by side. I don't even have like really very much money saved at all, but I know I'll make it back. And yeah, that's just kind of a rough summation of how I ended up in the career I did. I'm at a point where I should probably start marketing myself more and find some new clients, because the next 2 months do not look like there's much work coming down the pipeline. Luckily, I do fill in the gaps with the video work by doing events for GoPro. I've managed to keep my foot in the door with GoPro as a company, which is cool. So I'd work events usually at least once a month. Like next week, I'll be going to Texas to work MotoGP, which is awesome because I'm a total motorhead and I love MotoGP. Jack effing Twist, you just got here too late. You're gonna have to rewatch because I just spilled all the beans. I can't repeat myself. I'm sorry. I do video work, but if you want to hear the whole story, you can watch this after. But yeah, it's always a hustle. And like I said, the biggest thing is you have to be very self-motivated, because there's no one standing over my shoulder saying, "Hey, if you want to, build a house on your land, you need to do this or you need to do that." It's just I know that I have to get shit done, and it's a matter of me doing it. And that was actually one of the big reasons, other than my health and my sinuses, for stopping smoking weed, because I would just wake up every day and get stoned in the morning, stoned in the afternoon, and then I'd end up taking a nap almost every day, and then I'd feel like absolute dog shit, knowing that I wasted 3 hours of my day that I could have been editing content for my clients, further procrastinating jobs that had to get done because I was stoned. So it's been nice to not have to wake up every day and take a big bong rip, just to be totally straightforward. Jack effing Twist, do you work in Florida? I have worked in Florida. I've done some shoots in Fort Lauderdale. I've shot at Daytona, at the firm, a couple of racetracks down there, but I do not live or reside in Florida or work down there on a consistent basis. I do love Florida, though. It's an interesting state. Yeah, booty floss. I know that guy. How's the side by side treating me? It's good. Haven't really gotten to use it too much more than the day I got it, but I'm definitely boned up and ready to rip it. Laura Bishop said, bottom line, you get out of life what you put into it. Couldn't agree more. Everybody wants things in life, yet they sit on their ass watching YouTube videos or Netflix or complaining about what's wrong or how much adversity they have. Well, if you want perspective, just know there's always somebody that's in a worse position. That's kind of my mindset, and I have so much to be thankful for. I have nothing to complain about. I have my own personal struggles, mental health, all that, just like every other human on this planet. But just the fact that I have a goal and a direction, I am so beyond thankful for that, because I know that there's so many people that don't know what their passion is or don't have direction in life. And I remember when I didn't have a direction in life before I got into shooting videos, before I bought a GoPro and realized that I really do love making videos. I was just a big fucking ball of anxiety. And it was when I was younger. I was 18. I had pressure. I feel like my whole generation was brainwashed that college was the answer. And in hindsight, it really was not the answer. And looking back, I wish I, in high school and middle school, went to tech school and actually learned a trade, which may not necessarily have been to fulfill as a career, but just to have those skills. I could have learned carpentry or car mechanic work, and that would set me ahead now if I was building on my land. So if I ever do raise kids, I'm definitely going to raise them under a different guise than my generation was raised, and let them know that it's not a bad thing to be a plumber or a carpenter or start your own business and not go to college. I feel like it's a huge fucking ripoff unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, or you have a lot of direction in terms of what you know you want to do. And when kids are that age, it's like you don't know what you want to do at that age. I still don't know what I want to do with my life. Like I do video work, I'm great at it, I love it, it's very fulfilling, but I'm gonna get to a point where I'm older and I'm like, I'm gonna be tired of traveling to shoot and do the work that I do. So time will tell. I think we're all in the same path, just trying to figure out what gives us motivation and purpose. So Jan Everett said, give us the link to Connor's site again, please. If you go under my YouTube channel and go over to the community tab, I just posted the link to his channel in the video. So you should be able to get to it from there. Jack effing Twist said, I love your land. Thanks, brother. I love it too. It's beautiful and it's only getting better. Jacqueline Matthews, have you ever been to Minnesota? I've been to Minnesota. I love some Minnesota wild rice soup. I've been to we're at St. Paul. I've shot some snowcross, which is snowmobile races. Um, Aside from that, I don't think I've been to Minnesota otherwise, but yeah, I went to the Mall of America and saw that, but I didn't get out to the country or the sticks. Haliquat said when I was 18, I wanted to be a mad scientist. Well, you still can. Just go buy some freaking little science kits and start pouring shit into different vials and whatnot. Call yourself a mad scientist. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anyone has any more questions. I appreciate everyone who watches and who looks forward to these lives. It's like I don't want to say it's kind of funny, but I'm like the fact that people are excited to watch me sit here and talk is almost mind blowing to me. But Chester is pretty cool. Ernie's pretty cool. Jack F and Twist is Big Nick modeling any more swimwear? Yeah, we like to go full nude. Soak up the sun. I gotta maximize D on my D. It's rare that my parts get to see the light of day, so when I'm swimming in my creek, I'm getting butt naked. If it's a local swimming hole where there's kids and families, I'll have my trunks on, but that was half the beauty of getting my land is knowing that I'll always have my own private swimming hole, that I never have to worry about seeing anyone else, and I can work my ass off all day on the land, get sweaty as hell, and then go down there and cool off, clean off, and just enjoy it. I live for water. Water is life. We came into this world floating in water in our mothers, and we should continue to float in it until the day we die. Tammy asked, have I seen any more pigs on the land? No, I haven't seen any more pigs. And now the land is covered in snow, presumably after tonight's snow. But no pigs again, and hopefully never again. Otherwise, there'll be more bacon. Mimsy Swimsy said, my husband bought the DeWalt pruner we saw you using. He freaking loves it and says it's his favorite tool. I love to hear that. I love that tool. Even the noise it makes. Sometimes when I'm using it, I get tempted to just put my finger in it and cut the tip of my finger off. I wouldn't actually do that, but it's like when you're riding on a chairlift at a ski resort and you think to yourself, what if I jumped off the chairlift right now? There's a term for that. It's some psychological thing. I would never do that. I'm not saying I want to commit suicide. It's just that tool is so good. The DeWalt 20-volt pruner. It works awesome and makes life so much easier. So if you've got some pruning to do, buy one. Glad to hear that your husband loves it, Mimsy. Sunshine 47, aka Tammy, asks, have you used holes on trees that you made for cell phones to be held? I have. I've used them as cell phone shelves. I've held up my towels on the hooks and it's fully functioning. So can't wait to use it this year when I can actually camp down there because I have the side by side to haul my equipment down into the woods. Frank said good night, Justin, Chester, Ernie, and Otter Camp community. Good night, Frank. We always appreciate you being here, brother. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. We're 10 seconds away from an hour on live. I hope that gave you guys some entertainment. We don't. Sarah said, I do know that geese and hogs kill snakes and water moccasins, so that's good Oklahoma info for your future water hole. I love snakes. The only snakes on my land are garter snakes, and they help kill the mice, so I'm cool with that. And we don't have water moccasins, so I don't have any venomous snakes to worry about. But that is good to know. I'll take snakes over pigs any day. All right, everybody, I'm gonna call it. Let me show you guys Chester one last time. The king is on his pedestal. He's all filled with food. Yes. What do you say to the world? All your supporters that send you nice gifts. Yes. Let's give you some smoochies. Mm. No. You don't want it, do you? You're being sassy. And I don't know where Ernie is. Oh, look at that. He's sitting right there on the couch. He doesn't normally do that. He's happy. Well, let's see if we can pet him. Ernie. Can I pet you? Oh, gosh. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's very skittish. It's okay. He doesn't like when you tower over him. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're going to watch the solar eclipse, I hope you enjoy it and you get a good view. And I'll be back next week. We'll figure out what time I'm going to do that and sending my love and appreciation for everybody that supports. And I hope everyone has a very fulfilling rest of their week and weekend. And best of luck to all of you. Cheers.